प्यारे दोस्तों, मैं जरा अपने गुरु से एक चीज सीख लूं, फिर मैं आई एम सॉरी माय गुड फ्रेंड, लेट मी लर्न इट प्रॉपरली फ्रॉम माय गुरु, दैट आई विल टीच यू.
Welcome, friends and guests. Please rise for the Pledge of Allegiance and a song by the very talented students of Hampton Elementary School, and remain standing for the invocation by Senior Pastor Doug Schmidt of Woodside Bible Church.
Heavenly Father, I thank you tonight for so many things. I'm thankful for the country that you've placed us in. I'm thankful for the city of Rochester Hills, for all of the components, the schools, the businesses, the nonprofits. But mostly, Father, I thank you for the people. I'm thankful for the leadership that you've put in place here with Mayor Barnett, his team, the city council. And Lord, we continue to pray for your hand of direction, your hand of protection, and your hand of blessing on this city, its leadership, and Father, on this evening. In Jesus' name, amen.
I think it'll be great for both of us, honestly. I'm looking forward to it, too. No, I think... I got to go. You're here? All right, I got to go. I'll see you out there. I'm coming right now. All right, thanks. Bye. Folks, I'm running a couple minutes late, but I'm excited that you're there. We have an unbelievable evening planned. Sit back, relax, enjoy the start of our show, and I'll be there in just a couple minutes. Sorry, I know this is last minute. I'm trying to get to Adams High School for my State of the City address, and I figured you'd be the best person to help me get there. Okay. Should we talk about the elephant in the room?
Which one?
You know, the letter. Did you even read it?
Of course.
So do you have anything you want to say to me?
You're a
But Madonna, you do understand why I had to write that letter, right?
You let people get away with bad behavior, they're going to do it again.
Exactly. I mean, that's all I was trying to do. I had to defend our city. Do you know we even have you on our Wall of Fame at the museum?
I mean, this is kind of a boring conversation.
Come on, folks. Let your body move to the music. Hey, hey, hey. Come on, folks. Let your body go with the flow. You know you do it.
I'll tell you, singing and dancing with you, Madonna, is a story I'm going to tell. Hey, speaking of stories, I hear that you know Brooks Patterson.
So you want me to kiss and tell then, don't you?
So the rumors are true.
I mean, baby, I've been around.
I'm surprised you don't talk about it as much. I mean, he brings it up all the time.
No one ever asks me.
So wait a minute. Who made the first move?
Well, I did, if you want to know the truth, because he's a little bit shy. However, he was a willing accomplice.
Yeah, that definitely sounds like Brooks.
I did get him to sort of loosen up with a glass of Chardonnay.
Yeah, that trick's been working for over 60 years. Well, listen, Madonna, I know this started out a little rough, but I think we've made great progress. I'd say now we're almost like...
Now you're my friend.
Yes. Yes, we are friends. So, does that mean you might be moving back to Rochester Hills sometime soon?
You're a
And now, please welcome to the stage your mayor, Bryan K. Barnett.
Thank you. Thank you so much. Ladies and gentlemen, good evening and welcome to the 2017 State of the City Address here at the home of the Adams Highlanders and, of course, the former home of my good friend and carpool buddy, Madonna, right? Thank you so much for being here. We have a packed house. We have lots of people joining us on, for the first time ever, Facebook Live and YouTube Live. So I certainly appreciate you all being here. Ladies and gentlemen, one question. Are you having fun so far tonight? Well, I'm absolutely thrilled that you've joined us here in what we hope is the most unique and fun State of the City address anywhere in the nation. You know, tonight we have an amazing story to tell. And just like our opening number, that story is big and colorful and truly impactful. So, as you might imagine, telling that story in unique Rochester Hills way requires a pretty innovative and creative team. So if you enjoyed your intro tonight, please join me in thanking our opening entertainment, the Motor City Irish Dance Team, Naho Japo, our African Drum and Dance Team, and our very own Rochester Hills Government Youth Council for your red carpet welcome. Thank you to all of them. Well, we love celebrating our success in a unique, fun, and unpredictable way, so I'm hoping that no one here predicted there would be African drums and Irish dancers sharing the stage. And, of course, we're just getting started. In fact, if you think this is crazy, you should see what we're doing to all of your cars in the parking lot right now. I think we have a picture of that, don't we? Yes. That's happening right now. Well, I must tell you that despite the obvious challenge of having 75,000 bosses, complicated state and federal relationships, and the constant pressure to be the most innovative community in Michigan, I have an absolute blast being the mayor of the city of Rochester Hills. I'm not sure if you could tell. And certainly part of that excitement stems from just how wonderful it is to lead a city that's actually doing well. Friends, the city of Rochester Hills has had another exceptional year, perhaps our most accomplished, as we continue to be one of the hottest places in Southeast Michigan for innovation and investment. Our residents, businesses, employees, nonprofits, they've all innovated, influenced, blessed, worked, achieved, and delivered in immeasurable ways to the people we serve. Tonight, we look forward to exploring and honoring some of the amazing superheroes who have encouraged change, moved historic mountains, and humbly served humanity all around the world while quietly wearing the RH on their chest. Ladies and gentlemen, as you well know, the city of Rochester Hills is on fire, and our impact has not been limited to our 32 square mile plot on this planet. Not hardly. We are breaking our own records for excellence, bravely leading the Southeast Michigan region and making significant waves across our planet. And tonight, we even have some very special breaking news. While it is certainly an honor to have attracted the attention and recognition of so many for the great work that our city is doing, it has been a little challenging responding to one of our city's biggest fans. Yes, our incredible success has caught the attention of President Trump and inspired him to tweet on our city's accomplishments. Now, that would be great. However, as you know, he's not always the most accurate with his facts. For example, take a look at this tweet. Rochester Hills is one of the most bigly safe cities in the state of Michigan. Now, not bad, but to be 100% accurate, we are actually the safest city in Michigan and the sixth safest in the country. So not bad, pretty close. How about, well, there you go. How about this one? Oakland University is located in Auburn Hills. That city is a total disaster. # need another wall. Now again, he only got part of this tweet correct. In fact, the majority of Oakland University is actually in Rochester Hills. Again, a slight correction. Or take a look at this one. Orion Township, where living is a vacation, liberal media, fake news. This one he nailed. Well, we will keep fact-checking those presidential tweets, but in any event, we figured that we've all heard enough from Washington, haven't we? So tonight we want to tell our story in our words with the people who've helped shape it. And an address like this gives me the opportunity each year to talk about what we've accomplished and to lay out a vision for our community in the year to come. Now, it's hard to believe, but this is actually my 11th State of the City address. And that earlier this year, I became the longest-serving mayor in our city's history, surpassing the previous mark held by Mayor Billy Ireland. Now, I remain incredibly grateful for the trust the residents have placed in me and for the privilege it is to represent the city of Rochester Hills over the past decade. It seems like only yesterday that I was delivering my first State of the City address in the City Council chambers with about 10 PowerPoint slides, a lonely podium, and without multiple dance teams. But thanks to the help of a very creative team, we've had a pretty memorable 11 years of watching the State of the City turn into the event that hopefully you're enjoying tonight. It's funny, every year, and this is true, many of you come up to me after the State of the City and wonder aloud how we're going to top last year's event and keep it legal. Well, I believe, hopefully, that our team has done it again this year. So please join me in giving them a huge round of applause to all the team members and volunteers who have helped with tonight's address. Thank you, guys. And speaking of team, let me brag for a minute about my home team. Beyond a shadow of a doubt, the three people who have been through the most with me during this amazing adventure are my beautiful family, my wife Corinne and my sons Kenneth and Tristan. Now, no one really understands what this crazy job is like quite like they do. They put up with interruptions at all hours, me driving them around town to see projects and how they're progressing, sliding over in restaurants to allow random people to join our table. It happens. The ego-boosting compliments, the cover-their-ears complaints, and just generally sharing me with lots of other people. For the boys, they've pretty much always grown up with their dad as the mayor. Take a look at these pictures here. The pictures on the right are the day that I was sworn in. Kenneth was almost 2, Tristan almost 1. And here's a couple more recent ones from a few weeks ago. You can hardly tell the difference, can you? Now, over the years, I've promised them little sisters, vacations, and puppies to be quiet through the speech. But they've gotten smarter through the years. Now they ask for game stations, Amazon gift cards, and most importantly, for me to stop using Snapchat because they think I'm too old. Since our State of the City theme this year is Local Roots, Global Reach, we did our part by enjoying our first ever Barnett family European vacation and visiting England, Scotland, and France. We had an absolute blast, and we're already planning our next adventure. I'm so grateful to have the love and support of Corinne and my boys, as without them I simply wouldn't have the passion for this job. So I've never done this before, but guys, will you three please stand, and ladies and gentlemen, will you join me in thanking my incredible family for their love and support. And they're leaving. That's it. They're out. Now, many of you know that my extended family is a huge part of my life as well. I'm blessed to have the city's most incredible grandparents, Dwayne and Darlene Justin, who this January celebrated their 64th wedding anniversary. That deserves applause. They watch every city council meeting and constantly call Jason and Eric at Rochester Hills Television and complain about the volume on their TV set. But I'm grateful for their support, and I'm really grateful for the unbelievable example that they have set for their children, grandchildren, and great-grandchildren. My siblings are also an amazing support system for me, and I love them all dearly. Our family personally grew by leaps and bounds last year as my sister Andrea and her husband Jan, my brother Matt and his wife Kara both had baby girls named Naomi and Kinley. Everyone in our family is doing really, really well, except for my brother Chris, who still finds himself trapped in a dead-end job in a super dangerous community. Finally, I'm so happy to have my mom and stepfather, John, here. Most of you remember that last year my mom was pushing through some very difficult treatments. She exhibited unbelievable strength in the face of great challenge and sits in this audience tonight as my hero and our family's rock. I love you, Mom, and thank you, John, for your unbelievable support. So besides my outstanding home support team, I also have an amazing work family that deserves a tremendous amount of recognition and credit for our success as well. My 11 department directors and immediate office team form the core of my administration and have been so wonderfully innovative, creative, and focused on serving our residents. Now, even though most of them are either backstage getting in costume for the next dance number, that's true, or outside preparing in the theater for our after party, which we hope you all will stay for, I'd like to ask my directors and mayor's office team, if you are in the audience today, to please stand and be recognized for those that are here. Thank you guys for being here. Friends, we have a great community, and you're going to hear a lot about that this evening. And you know, whenever you have a well-run community, you can usually trace that back to innovative and engaged leadership, and our region has just that. I'd like to ask for the house lights to come up one more time, and I'd ask that all of the elected officials that are in the room tonight, too many to mention individually, would please stand and be recognized. Elected officials, there they are. Tonight I want to specifically recognize my colleagues on the Rochester Hills City Council. They are a dedicated team of selfless individuals, intelligent, and they're really community servants who desire the very best for our city. You know, one of the reasons, and this is true, that we've experienced so much success is because of the excellent relationship between the City Council and the administration. We trust each other, we support each other, and we share in our community's victories. So in keeping with our local roots, global reach theme, you'll see their favorite place to travel as I mention their names. And I am going to ask them to stand and be recognized. Hold your applause to the end, but please join me in thanking the Rochester Hills City Council, led by Council President Mark Tisdall, Vice President Stephanie Merida, Council Member Kevin Brown, Council Member Tom Wiggins, Council Member Dr. Susan Boyer, Council Member Jim Kubicina, and Council Member Dale Hetrick. Please stand, Council, if you would, please. Jim, I have some questions for you about your answer after the show. Jamaica Yaman. We'll drill down into that later. Friends, the state of our city is vibrant and flourishing. In fact, we're doing so well tonight that I thought I would break down just how that success isn't just changing lives within our municipal boundaries, but how our impact is being felt around the world. You know, our mission statement here in the city is to be the preeminent place to live, to work, and to raise your family. And it starts with taking care of business right here at home. And so that's where we begin tonight.
Whether you've lived here for 30 years or are just passing through, there's a feeling you get when you drive around Rochester Hills. While the names have changed and the land is different, this city of 75,000 still feels like the little country town it was 100 years ago. There's history here, a story told by all walks of life that is constantly being written, but with the beginning always the same. And together we will continue to keep that feeling of familiarity while we welcome the change for generations to come.
Growth, change, and investment. Rochester Hills continues to experience all in spades as new residents and businesses desire to see for themselves exactly what Rochester Hills living is all about. You know, just last month I cut the ribbon on the model home of the new Pulte neighborhood called Woodland Park. It's off of Livernois, just south of Hamlin. They opened the model home at 9 a.m. and they asked me to cut the ribbon at 11 a.m. And by the time that I got there at 11, they had already sold 3 homes. Even more impressive was the fact that in the first 2 days, they sold 11 new homes to 11 new families, all excited to call Rochester Hills home. Now, Pulte thought that they would do well with this development, but that first 48-hour performance totally blew them away. Now, you know, when measuring our growth and success, I usually tend to start with stories about our housing statistics, because they are, in my opinion, some of the most important we have. These are the building blocks for any community. New families, putting kids in our schools, helping support our nonprofits, and demanding new services from our retailers and our businesses. Well, listen to this good news. Last year, new housing permits were up 61%. Total building permits were up 34%. And listen to this. Most importantly, total construction value was up 130% last year alone. Simply unbelievable growth and investment. Now, we can celebrate those numbers, but they only tell a very small part of the story. You see, each one of those homes and permits represents a family making a decision, usually after considerable research, to move, invest, and grow in our town. Tonight, I'm pleased to introduce to you to one of those families. Luiz and Mayara Palma are from Brazil. They're millennials and new Rochester Hills residents, starting their Rochester Hills journey this month.
My name is Luiz. I'm from Brazil. This is my wife. We are married like 2 years ago. And this is our little dog. And her name is Malu. We just came here since October last year. So we got a job opportunity here, and that's the reason we are here now. That was a huge decision that we had to make coming here, because the situation in Brazil currently is not that good. So we used to have a really nice life in Brazil. We used to have a nice apartment, or still have, and we used to live really close to our parents, so anything that happens, my mother and my father will be really close to me. Now they are really, really far. So, and sometimes we have to call them to make them comfortable, because that's difficult for them as well. We heard from a bunch of other people saying that Rochester Hills is the best place ever for children because of the schools.
I like walking here. I feel really safe here. Totally different than São Paulo.
There are a lot of parks here to take a walk and take a ride and pick up your bike and take a ride. For sure this year will be really great for us. We hope so. Yeah. I don't know if I was supposed to tell you guys that now, but my wife is pregnant. So
Yeah.
that's a huge step, not only a new place to live, another language, different job, and now we're having a baby in the best place ever to have babies in
Yeah.
Michigan, which is Rochester Hills.
That's right. So Rochester Hills is also the best place in the world to have babies, we're finding out. We welcome the Palmas and their quickly growing family to our family, and we look forward to seeing them become part of the Rochester Hills experience. Now, if you already own a home in Rochester Hills and you're in this audience tonight, you're probably pretty happy as well, as homes in our city rose by an average value of nearly 5% last year. And those once rampant and nasty foreclosures, well, those dropped to a historic low of just 42 in 2016, an 89% decrease since 2010. Simply an amazing recovery. And speaking of value, here's an interesting fun fact. This impressive investment has driven up the entire value of our city, so much so that the SEV, or the state equalized value, essentially the value of everything in our community, is now greater than the entire SEV of 60 other complete counties in the state of Michigan. You see this on this new map right behind me. Our city has a higher value than all of those entire counties. Now, do you know what that means? I don't either. It's just fun to know, isn't it? I have no idea. No idea what that means. Listen, Rochester Hills residents can rest well knowing that if their home is their biggest investment, it's doing quite well as we continue to be among the top in the nation in property value increases since the recession. And if by chance you aren't a resident quite yet, you'll have plenty of new opportunities to change that in the coming year. We currently have over 400 additional lots, site condos, and luxury apartments scheduled in 2017 in nearly every corner of our town. Now, this equates to hundreds of millions of dollars in new investment and opportunities for our residents and, of course, our visitors. Because we have such a robust growth and because we have such an inquisitive community, we thought we would make finding out what's happening in your neck of the woods a little bit easier and a little more transparent.
Do you ever drive around town and wonder what that new building's going to be? Or what new project is going in on that corner? Well, wonder no more, because the city has all the answers in one place. Simply wander over to rochesterhills.org/planning and click on Interactive Project Map. The map lets you zoom into and move around the city to click on a project you're interested in. You'll see a photo or drawing pop up with some basic facts about that project. The More Info button will take you to all the project info that is available. Plans, timelines, descriptions, you name it. Get the info you want when you want it with our innovative Interactive Projects Map.
Absolute transparency on every project. Our team developed it, and as far as we know, it's the only thing like it in Southeast Michigan. Innovative and helpful. Now, hopefully this will not only help our residents better understand what's happening around them, but also allow me to enjoy lunch around town with fewer interruptions, which, frankly, I'm looking forward to. Friends, we are building it, and they are coming to the #1 city in Michigan for families and one of the top 10 places to live anywhere in America. By now you know that our administration puts just as much focus on the smart growth and incubation of our commercial sectors as we do on the residential side. We know that many of the people that move here are coming for the high-tech, knowledge-based jobs of a robust economy. And to remain the preeminent place to work, well, that requires a ton of attention. It means that you're creating the right atmosphere for valuable investment and job creation. And it doesn't happen without purposeful intention. In fact, you could argue that one of the reasons we continue to have all the housing success we've experienced is in direct measure to the number of high-quality, high-paying jobs available for our residents. I'm proud to report tonight that this focused approach and strategy continues to pay dividends. In 2016, we welcomed 12 new high-tech companies and helped many others expand their operations, resulting in nearly 900 new and retained jobs and over $50 million in new investment. Companies like Bader USA, a fifth-generation German producer of premium leather for most of the major players in the auto industry, well, they created their $3.5 million R&D headquarters in Rochester Hills last year. And with it, 20 high-tech jobs with more on the way. Bader USA, which processes around 15,000 cattle hides per day, wanted to bring their European know-how closer to their North American customers. And frankly, we couldn't be more pleased that they landed here in Rochester Hills. And you all remember the story about Unoptic, right? After years of sitting empty, the city sold our Hamlin Road property to Unoptic for their future home of their North American headquarters. Now, this location will go from the vacant land and the buzz of the occasional bee to the buzz of over 200 employees working on the latest metrology and laser innovations. As you can see from these pictures, this project has gone from concept last year to ribbon cutting in just a few weeks. Tonight, I'm particularly proud to announce another major economic win for the city of Rochester Hills. Molex, a leading provider of electronic components and solutions, has purchased the previously vacant VW building on M59 and Hamlin as the future headquarters for their Transportation Solutions division. They will bring with their operation 400 jobs, over $20 million in new investment, and will be adding 15,000 square feet, and this is kind of cool, a new soccer field next to their building for their employees. This, on the heels of the Unoptic campus development, firmly positions Rochester Hills as the area's innovative hub. 3 announcements, 3 new national or global headquarters. The Rochester Hills industrial and commercial sector is simply on fire. And when you talk innovation in Rochester Hills, well, you have to talk about robotics. Why? Because as every 4th grader knows that comes on a city hall tour and meets with me, that the city is known for having more robots designed in it than any other city in North America. That's right, we are the robotic capital of our continent. And while we often talk about the impact of world leader Fanuc, we are also blessed to be the home of robotics specialists like Perry Robotics. Now, Perry is a privately owned Indian company and a major global leader in advanced design automation centers. Now, back home in India, they are one of their country's largest technology employers. Here in Rochester Hills, we're certainly proud to be the home of their North American headquarters. Now, Perry joins a robust list of foreign-owned companies doing business in Rochester Hills, from Australia to Israel and from Qatar to South Korea. We not only appreciate their economic investment, but more importantly, the social and cultural investment of their employees, and firmly believe that we are a better city because of it. Please join me in thanking the Jazzba dance team once again. Congratulations, guys. Great job. Thank you. Now, I chose to highlight some of our highly technical partners, but job creation isn't limited to our industrial parks. We saw a banner year in retail development and investment as well. So take a look at some of the newest business partners from around the world who've decided to join our city over the last year.
Mr. Worldwide to infinity, you know the roof on fire. We go boogie, oogie, oogie, jiggle, wiggle, and dance like the roof on fire. We go drink drinks and take until we fall out like the roof on fire, like the roof on fire. Tell them, baby, 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 I'm on fire. I tell her, baby, 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 I'm a fireball. Conquered, or should I say I saw, I conquered, I came. This little chico on fire, ain't no lie. Well, y'all slipping, he's running the game. Now Big Bang Boogie get that kitty little noogie in a nice, nice little shade. I gave Susie a little pat up on the beetle, and she turned around and said, walk this way.
I was born in a plane. Mama said that every word was on my name. I'm the best you've ever had. If you think I'm burning out, I never am.
Fireball. Fireball. Sticks and stones may break my bones, but I don't care what y'all say. Cause as the world turns, y'all boys gonna learn that this chico right here don't play. That boy's from the bottom of the map. MIA USA. I gave Susie a little pat up on the middle, and she turned around and said, walk this way.
I was born in a plane. Mama said that every word was on my name. I'm the best you've ever had. If you think I'm burning out, I never am. I'm on fire. I'm on fire. I'm on fire. I'm on fire.
Fireball. We're taking it down. 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 And we're bringing it, we're bringing it, we're bringing it back. We're bringing it, we're bringing it, we're bringing it back. We're bringing it, we're bringing it, we're bringing it back. We're bringing it, we're bringing it, we're bringing it back. We're bringing it, we're bringing it, we're bringing it back. We're bringing it, we're bringing it, we're bringing it back. We're bringing it, we're bringing it, we're bringing it back.
To our family, and specifically offer a warm welcome to the new Rochester Regional Chamber Director, Elena Campbell. We're excited to have been able to rescue you from the Orion Chamber and are truly glad that you're here. Elena's in the house somewhere. Thank you for being here. Well, ladies and gentlemen, you think that 2016 was busy. Wait till you see what's on tap already this year. As we speak, we already have steel coming out of the ground on 2 new senior living centers, a new hotel, Griffin Claw Brewery, P.F. Chang's, the Jagged Fork, Culver's, and a significant addition to the Imagine Theater. Now, hopefully, with all those new restaurants, we'll see some health and fitness places come soon. But one of the places that you will be able to burn some calories is the new Garth Pleasant Arena on the campus of Rochester College. A ribbon-cutting 55 years in the making, as the athletic teams from Rochester College have never played a home game in the history of their school. That was until February 18th, 2017. Thanks to the generous philanthropy of key community members, today the arena is a reality and a wonderful new community asset. We are thrilled for the entire Rochester College family, and even more so for the vision to enshrine the legacy of one of our region's great leaders, Coach Garth Pleasant. Now, transformational projects like that aren't easy, but they fill our city and truly form the fabric of what makes our community unique. And tonight, I'm pleased to make another significant retail announcement. First Holdings, the owners of the currently vacant Kmart property, will be submitting plans for the redevelopment of the 115,000 square foot vacant store and current Burger King. Now, the plans call for a redeveloped Kmart building with 3 large tenant spaces, a relocated new Burger King, another restaurant pad, and a freestanding 20,000 square foot single-user retail building. The proposed development will exceed all of our standards for landscaping, common areas, and parking, and will add another high-quality retail destination to our community. Now, the tenant lineup is still being finalized by the developer, but should be able to be made public in the coming weeks. We're thrilled with this reinvestment on this key corner location and look forward to its exciting development this summer. As you can see, when you are, as we are, the undisputed hub of awesome, people want to live and work here. And that's exactly what we're seeing. The only problem, perhaps, is that we're truly running out of space for our new businesses. Along with enjoying our historically low unemployment rate, currently at just 3%, we're also experiencing our lowest vacancy rates ever. In fact, we currently have 99% occupancy in our 11 technology parks and 97% occupancy citywide. Simply unheard of. Now, we recognize it takes a great partnership with the business community, the Rochester Regional Chamber, the Mayor's Business Council, our friends at Oakland County and the state of Michigan, and of course, our outstanding teams in the Building, Department of Public Services, and Planning and Economic Development departments. So please join me in thanking all of them for another outstanding year. And while we are talking about our local success, I want to bring your attention to 2 matters where I think the city has led by example and tackled 2 very tough problems. These problems have confounded other municipalities and levels of government for years. Now, much like former Detroit Piston and Rochester Hills resident Rasheed Wallace, I've always loved to talk trash. And not so much on the basketball court, but literally talk trash, as in the colossal success of our trash program and the success we've had since its revolutionary inception. 7 years ago, our city showed bold leadership and innovation in putting together the first program in Michigan, and in the Midwest for that matter, to reward residents for recycling. And the results have been unbelievable. Oh, there were plenty of doubters and haters at the beginning, some of you may be in this crowd, but we knew there was a better way. We researched a new solution to an old problem, and more importantly, we executed it. Taking the risk that comes with leadership, we delivered a program that has taken our weekly recycling percentage from 18% to 85%, making us the #1 recycling community in Michigan. We've diverted over 50,000 tons of trash since the start of our program, or roughly enough trash to fill Caesar's original Coliseum in Rome and his new one in Detroit. Of course, our residents are cashing in on those rewards to the tune of $36,000 a year, over 100 a day, or about 12 since the Irish dancers graced the stage earlier tonight. And when you recycle as much as Rochester Hills residents do, you get to do some pretty cool things. In 2016, Rochester Hills residents donated their recycle bank points in such volume that the Rochester Community Schools received $25,000 for student-led environmental programming and projects. $25,000 just for throwing out your trash. And this year, we did it again. We actually got to recycle those 2016 checks as another $24,850 was donated. Now, this is the second largest donation in the country, trailing only the city of Philadelphia, a city 20 times the size of Rochester Hills. We were innovative in our approach, and our schools have received over $75,000 simply for recycling. Ladies and gentlemen, we are proud to retain our title as Michigan's Green Leader. Now, never backing down from a significant challenge, the City Council and administration turned its focus to fixing our local streets. Now, do me a favor and think back to what it was like driving around this town, say, 5 years ago. Consistently, our residents told us the condition of our local streets was their biggest concern, and so we made it our highest priority. Again, using an innovative approach, we doubled down and embarked on the most aggressive infrastructure investment in history and have completely flipped the script. We found a solution by repurposing our spending, and without raising new taxes, we fixed our streets. So think about it. Close your eyes. As you drive around town, we fixed 2 bridges on Avon and Livernois. We've repaved John R., Walton, Rochester, Avon, Hamlin, South Boulevard, and totally reconstructed Tinkin. Now open your eyes, because it's dark, and I don't want anyone to fall asleep. With most of the major arterials in better shape, we aggressively turned to our neighborhood streets. And look at the neighborhoods where we've made significant investments over the past 5 years. This kind of progress is just unheard of, especially when most communities were cutting back on infrastructure investment. Rochester Hills was paving the way forward. And thankfully, you've noticed. Take a look at this chart. It's actually one of my favorites. You see, this chart shows that you've recognized the progress in your daily commute. Just 4 years ago, you ranked 33% of our roads in poor condition. Today, it's just 15%, a 55% improvement. That's not fake news. Those aren't alternative facts. That's good governance making a difference in the lives of its residents. Now compare this to the discussion of transportation at the federal level, where they can't even get a bill on the floor, or the state level, where progress has been minimal at best, and you can see why I firmly believe that local government is delivering better than any other when it comes to serving its constituents. And your Rochester Hills team's, friends, is second to none. Ladies and gentlemen, I am so proud of the way our team has harnessed innovation and delivered for our residents. Take a look at some of the amazing things Rochester Hills team members are doing in Southeast Michigan to impact and change not just our city, but our region.
Victory comes easy when a team is greater than the sum of its parts. The Rochester Hills City team embodies that idea by performing their daily duties with such passion and devotion that they impact and influence our entire region. Maybe it's an award for the best process. Maybe it's a unique partnership. Maybe it's going above and beyond to help where the need is greatest. Maybe it's having the vision to create something so innovative it cannot be ignored.
Friends, that brings me to the true stars of our show. I am so proud of the team of employees here in Rochester Hills and the job they do each and every day to bring innovation, convenience, and new ideas to serve our residents. They aren't afraid to tackle big problems or too busy to deal with a single concern from a resident. They are passionate, driven, proud of what they do, and strive to exceed expectations. Now, over the past year, we've experienced some significant retirements, but our team continues to outperform and deliver in incredible fashion. We had several employees selected as the best in their field in the entire state. We had Michigan's Clerk of the Year, Michigan's Electrical Inspector of the Year. We had Michigan's #1 Fleet Department, a finance department that has us in the top 5% for financial stability in the state, and countless other individual and team recognitions. Now, not only do they perform their respective assignments with dignity and precision, but they also have a huge heart for service. Please allow me to share a collective story on that service-oriented leadership of which I am so proud. On the hottest day of the year last year, 100 city employees headed down with Life Remodeled to the Denby neighborhood of Northeast Detroit. And for 6 hours, we joined with other civic-minded individuals to mow lawns, cut down overgrowth, remove cement, place new playground equipment, pick up mountains of trash, and just show suburban love to the amazing folks in those neighborhoods. We had the largest municipal group of the year, and we were even joined by several Rochester Hills businesses and residents who heard about our efforts and just wanted to be part of our city's show of support. Truly impactful. The employees of Rochester Hills are absolutely the reason that we have so much to celebrate, and I want to thank personally the over 500 full and part-time employees who make my job so much easier and make our city so much better. Please join me in thanking the city employees here this evening. Thank you, guys. So when you have an innovative and high-flying team, you let them go, get out of the way, and you watch what happens. I'm here to tell you that their regional impact has been pretty impressive. Take, for example, the way they've initiated collaborations with our neighbors. Our building department was the first department in Michigan to literally share employees with our neighboring communities, improving customer service and better managing our resources. Our Department of Public Services, well, they take care of the vehicles for 11 other municipalities and jurisdictions, improving downtime for our neighbors and increasing revenue for our city, up 30% last year alone. We've created mutually beneficial relationships that have resulted in cool partnerships like paint the plows with the schools, tons of trucks with Rah-Rah, coffee with an inspector at Home Depot and Lowe's, and heck, we're even willing to partner with Orion Township. Actually steal. They literally steal every good idea we have, even down to the invitations. My invitation came out first, and look what my brother did. He just couldn't afford to print it in color. Innovative partnerships just make sense, folks. They challenge our team and they provide a better end product for our residents, usually while saving money along the way. We are Michigan's most collaborative community, and the region's taking notice. Take, for example, our public safety teams. I'm talking about the Oakland County Sheriff's Office and the Rochester Hills Fire Department. Now, the fire department, for example, had an incredibly busy year. Not only did they work through the reconstruction of stations 1, 2, 3, and 5, but they underwent a significant reorganization to better manage response times and resources. The result? It worked. And the Rochester Hills Fire Department reduced response times in every category of calls by as much as 14%, despite responding to a record number of calls for service, nearly 6,700 over the course of the year, or 18 a day. Think about that. Faster response times despite a higher demand. That is only possible by harnessing innovation and trying new approaches to solve old problems. We're doing it, and the results are saving lives. Now, while numbers and metrics are important, let me tell you a story that more accurately describes the type of professionals that we have on our team. I want to do this by way of a video, allowing me to introduce to you firefighters Chris Kraft, Sean Mengen, and the David family. Talk to me about the events of November 29th, 2016.
Oh man, the day was great. I came from home late at night, about 1:30 at night, after finishing work. And then the wife, she was okay.
We came on shift that day at 7 a.m., pretty normal, standard day. I talked to the guys who were coming off, who we were relieving, kind of got a feel for how their shift was.
And that kind of gets you settled in, back in your environment after coming from home.
It started about 2 o'clock in the morning, she started having pain.
Oh my God, what should I do and everything. And after that, I feel that pain. I never had that pain before.
While she was in pain, screaming, her wire broke. I said, okay, I can't do nothing for you right now. Let me call 911.
About 2 a.m., 911 call was dispatched to us.
Yeah, so we got in the ambulance and I was driving, so Lieutenant Kraft here was on the computer getting all the information.
The dispatcher, she answered the phone. She was very polite, very professional. I explained the situation to her. I said, the wife, her due date is today, and she's having a lot of pain and her wire broke. So what should I do? She goes, okay, the help is on the way.
We're driving to it. He's giving me directions how to get to the location. We were going over possible scenarios that it could be, and if it's this, what would we do? If it's this, what else would we do different?
The EMT guys show up. With the fire department, they show up. There were 4 professional people. And then we went all the way upstairs to show them where the wife is. And then they started doing the delivery process.
After making my way upstairs, I found the mother in the bathroom in more of a frantic state, saying that she was about to have her baby. Before I got to the bathroom at the end of the hallway, I met her husband, who was in a little bit of a frantic state himself. I think it really helped him because we had kind of walked in there and really were level-headed and clear and calm. At that point, we began treatment on the mother and began, getting her in a comfort position, as comfortable a position as we could, and started the labor process.
Everything was smooth. The baby was delivered smoothly. And what I like about the other guy, his name is Sean, he was holding the baby from the moment Christopher cut his cord all the way he gave it to the nurse in the hospital.
I remember the baby was great coming out, and my main focus was just to keep the baby warm and dry. Baby stopped crying, which was okay. He kind of calmed down after he wasn't cold anymore. I wouldn't say it was technically relief that the call was over, but more of a sense of happiness because there was something unique about this call.
The baby, he don't have a name. Me and the wife, we've been going back and forth.
We didn't agree.
For the last 9 months to find a name for the baby.
It wasn't necessarily a joke, but it was just, I just made the comment of, hey Chris, there's little Christopher here.
When the baby was born, the delivery process of the baby was born, she asked the guy, who delivered the baby, she goes, what's your name?
And as we were about to leave, Lieutenant Kraft thought to ask, so what did they end up naming the kid? And the grandma goes, Christopher, after you.
We train for these kinds of things. Will it happen in a career? You don't know, and then when it does happen, and like the situation we had, and then to come out of it, not only with the memory, but with a little one running out there with my name in honor and in memory of that situation is really special to me, and I'll be keeping in touch with that family as long as I can.
Today I will introduce to you the champion of Rochester Hills City, Christopher Davis, right here, the one who was born in Rochester Hills, a great city to live, to work, and to be born.
A lot of people having babies in our city. Listen, it's pretty cool, but firefighters Kraft and Mengen are in the house tonight, so let's give them a round of applause. I'm not sure where they're at. Tough to top that. Now let's turn from that for just a moment and spend a moment to talk about our law enforcement officers. Now, nationally, this has been quite the topic over the past years, and I want to publicly thank the men and women in uniform who protect us every day. It's a special calling, and I want all of you to know that in Rochester Hills, we love, appreciate, and support our deputies. And they are doing an outstanding job, not just by city standards, but by statewide measure, as Rochester Hills received the incredible honor of being recognized as the safest city, as you know, in Michigan for the second consecutive year, and the sixth safest in the entire nation, according to the FBI. Ladies and gentlemen, is there a more important statistic? Feeling safe in your home, in your neighborhood, in your community. It's the bedrock on which so many of the great quality of life amenities we enjoy are built upon. Safest city in our state. Why would you ever move anywhere else? Please join me in thanking the Oakland County Sheriff's Office, the Rochester Hills Fire Department, our first responders, our CERT team, and all those who've helped us achieve this enviable distinction. Congratulations, guys. And since we're talking about Rochester Hills' regional impact, I must share with you the very latest on my absolute passion, Riverbend Park. Now, most of you know the exciting story of this park and how after 25 years, several innovative partnerships and some initial fundraising, the City Council has committed significant funding to make this dream park a reality. There's so much to talk about with this park, but the biggest question on folks' mind is simple. What are we going to call it, right? You recall that there are 8 parks in southeastern Michigan with river in the name, including River Bends Park in Shelby Township, just a few miles down the road, actually even on Hamlin. So we embarked on a community competition to find a new name for this 115-acre community treasure. Over 500 names were submitted, and tonight I am pleased to say that we have a winner. Now, having personally won a write-in election, I know when you ask people to write down their favorite names, you can get some doozies. So before I announce the winner, I thought I would share with you some of the submitted names that didn't quite hit the mark. For example, we're not going to be calling our park Naughty by Nature, Pokemon Go Park, Parky McParkface, or Harambe Memorial Park. All of those were real submitted requests. Ladies and gentlemen, after the community-wide contest, the new name for our park is Innovation Hills. We feel this name captures the true spirit of both our community and what we hope this new park will provide. Unique and innovative ways to enjoy nature, your family, and the creatures that currently call this park home. Innovative playscapes for people of all ages and all abilities. Innovative educational opportunities for new learning and quiet escapes from the daily grind. What we desire to do here is unique and different. As our motto says, to uniquely blend innovation with nature, something our community has done really well since Yates Mill started churning back in 1863. In our research, we could find no other similar community park called Innovation Hills, and you know what? That suits us just fine. At an upcoming city council meeting, the council will vote to make it official. And from now on, we invite you to watch as Innovation Hills takes shape.
Every morning before I head into City Hall, I like to take my dog, Bendel, on a walk. And like so many others who live in the city, you start to find hidden gems, places off the beaten path. And I believe that next gem in our city has been found. With some help from a generous resident that planted the seed, and working with the creative minds at Design Team Plus, the city's first new park in 25 years is finally on the horizon. Right now, our city has some amazing parks that offer all sorts of experiences for families. But there's something different that we're trying to do with this one. I envision a place with a special pond where a dad and his son can bond over the maiden voyage of their model boat. Or maybe two young people enjoy ice skating on their first date. Where people of all ages and abilities can expand their creativity, imagination, and health all at the same time. Where older adults can enjoy an area devoted to adding years to their life and life to their years. A place that is fun for all, where children with special needs can laugh and play alongside their friends in a one-of-a-kind sensory garden. A place where walkers, runners, and bicyclists don't have to worry about cars, distractions, or anything else other than the nearly 4 miles of path they'll be able to choose from. A place with a boardwalk and trails that don't just take you around nature, but through it and over it, where you actually become part of it.
Now is the time for Rochester Hills to leave a legacy for generations to come. And I would like to share this unique opportunity with you. I invite you to join us in making Innovation Hills a beautiful and one-of-a-kind park, and to help keep Rochester Hills the preeminent place to live, work, and to raise your family. Now, starting tomorrow, this site will go live, and I encourage you to visit and discover how you might be able to be a part of this historic moment. Now, folks, by the way, that was my dog, Bendel. That was her screen debut, and she has been terrible to live with since that whole thing was filmed. Really went straight to her head. Now, these concepts in Innovation Hills are coming to life not only because of the Council's strong commitment, but because we've been working like crazy to find grants, partners, and donors to help make it all happen. We were fortunate to receive a $150,000 grant from the state of Michigan for the boardwalk section of one of the trails, and the following month we were honored to find out that we were one of 4 communities nationally to win the Scott's Miracle-Gro 1000 grant for $40,000 to help us install a sensory garden with unique features that will include areas devoted specifically for our local schools. The Natural Elements Playground immediately adjacent to the garden will be designed with sensitivity to children with special needs, creating a natural place of wonderment for all. And tonight I am thrilled to announce another fantastic grant and partnership. For the past 10 years, the Brooksy Way has run through the streets and trails of our town, and with them, tens of thousands of runners and walkers checking out our community and getting in better shape. The race was named in honor of County Executive L. Brooks Patterson's late son, Brooksy, and continues to embody his passion and zest for life. Well, after several fruitful discussions, I am so proud tonight to announce for the first time that the Brooksy Way has awarded a $30,000 grant to the park to forever name this section of trail the Brooksy Way. We are thrilled that this regional partnership continues to be a great win-win for both the county and the city. So please join me in thanking the Brooksy Way Committee and, of course, my great friend L. Brooks Patterson, who's watching online from Florida tonight. Thank you, Brooks. Appreciate your support. Innovation Hills is where the action is, and we will continue to seek residents, businesses, nonprofits, and anyone who wants to partner with us to leave an innovative legacy in our community forever. Now, I would be remiss if I didn't stop for just a moment and thank our other key regional partners. We are so blessed to have great facilities, but even greater leadership at such outstanding organizations like the OPC, the Rochester Hills Public Library, RARA, the Rochester and Avondale Community School Districts, and others. As a city, we thank you for your immeasurable contributions to the core of our community, and we look forward to even deeper and more innovative relationships in the future. Please join me in honoring the leadership and work of those outstanding community partners for the city. By now, I certainly hope that you are feeling a tremendous sense of pride about your hometown, that we are representing you and your family with integrity and decency, that we are truly best in class and impacting our region and our state. And truthfully, most mayors would be happy to stop there. In fact, to have 1/10 of the good news I've already shared would be enough for most communities. But tonight I want you to know that we aren't stopping at regional impact, not in the slightest. The city of Rochester Hills, our residents and our businesses are truly shaping and changing the world.
Local roots, global reach. Our theme tonight means that when you have innovation locally, you gain influence regionally. When you gain influence regionally, you earn respect globally. Rochester Hills businesses and residents are truly changing the world. And as our role on the world stage grows, we grow as a community. We grow stronger as we conquer mountainous challenges. And we grow more innovative as we explore uncharted waters in search of greatness.
Ladies and gentlemen, please join me in thanking the young boys and girls from St. Paul's Albanian Catholic Church and the Castrioti dance team right here in Rochester Hills. One more round of applause. Thanks, guys. Now, I don't know if you know this, but St. Paul's Catholic Church on Auburn Road, which serves over 2,000 families, is the largest Albanian Catholic church in the world outside of Albania. And we've had an outstanding relationship with many families from St. Paul's and have celebrated the successes in their community over the years. In fact, this year marks the 10th anniversary of our sister city signing with the municipality of Tuzi, Montenegro. And it's frankly quite the fascinating story. A little over 10 years ago, I was approached by a group from St. Paul's and told that the mayor of Tuzi wanted to reach out to me. I'd been mayor for only about a year, so I did what anyone would have done in that situation. I grabbed my phone and Googled Montenegro to find out where in South America it actually was. It's not. It's in Eastern Europe and part of the Balkans. The city of Tuzi is a community of about 12,000 people on the border of Albania, and despite being in Montenegro, it's a community of mostly ethnic Albanians. And to be honest, they've had it fairly rough. With their region torn apart by war just 20 years ago, they were trying to establish good governance practices and more autonomy for their people. So we invited their leadership here to spend a week with our team and learn as much as they could. We showed them how we collect taxes, how we budget, how we plan for capital expenses, and even some of the ways we use equipment to complete those tasks. We opened our operations for them to take in as much as they could back to their village, and they were incredibly grateful. A few months later, Corinne and I were privileged to be invited to their town to see how things were going. And we were overwhelmed by the generosity of the people in spite of the challenges that they faced. We worked with partners here like Oakland University and Crittenden Hospital and others to bring with us sporting good equipment, clothing, and other items symbolic of our friendship. Amazingly, Rochester College even gave us a 4-year full-ride scholarship to give to the top-performing student from their local high school. A gift valued at over $100,000. It was amazing. We put Rochester Hills Sister City street signs at the entrance to their town, and you'd have thought it was the opening of a Tim Hortons here. People everywhere lined up and wanted to say thanks to their friends and supporters in Rochester Hills, most of whom they'll never meet. This tiny nation is currently in the global spotlight, as just last week, the United States Senate voted to approve Montenegro's inclusion into NATO. They're really at the forming stages of democracy, and proudly, our city has been there since the beginning. As I mentioned, this is the 10-year anniversary of our friendship, and in commemoration of that relationship, I began speaking with the new mayor of Tuzi and brainstorming ideas to continue our friendship. I asked what their biggest need was, and he shared with me the shortage of good medical equipment in the mountainous parts of their village. So we listened, and then we put together partners. Ladies and gentlemen, I'm proud to tell you this evening that we are partnering with Crittenden Hospital Medical Center and World Medical Relief to do what we do, to show kindness and meet that need. We are working as we speak to secure the items they need for their clinic, to coordinate our efforts with the U.S. Embassy in Montenegro, and to bless our sister city and her people. If you're interested in ways you or your organization may be able to help, please feel free to contact my office, as we would love to be able to surprise them with our community's generosity. Making a difference across the ocean to a small town dreaming of democracy that just needs a hand. That's what we do in Rochester Hills, and I am so proud of this friendship and those that continue to help us meet this need. And that story is one of many. Dozens of Rochester Hills residents and businesses donate time and talent to help people around the globe. For example, there's Troy Kunst, who led a team of prosthetic experts to Haiti. In just 1 week, they provided 12 new artificial legs for patients, including kids and individuals that needed new limbs simply so they could get to fresh drinking water, and at no charge, of course. Then there's Eric Thuma, a Stony Creek High School physics teacher who just returned from a scientific expedition to Antarctica. Eric was selected nationally to participate in Polar Trek, a research project designed to study the effects of cosmic radiation and solar activity at the McMurdo Station in Antarctica. The list of volunteers and humanitarians is extensive, and their global impact is certainly significant. These are just a couple quick examples of the kinds of life-impacting work that our community is leading around the world. And it's not just quick visits to interact and return home. In many instances, our people are looking to make long-term, systemic, positive change. Allow me to introduce you to Lori Blaker. You might know Lori because I've recognized her in the past. She's the CEO of TTI Global, one of the world's leading providers of business solutions, with over 2,000 employees in over 25 countries. Of course, with their global headquarters right here in Rochester Hills. Now, TTI has consistently been ranked one of the top 25 woman-run businesses in the United States. And Lori has been named one of the 100 most influential women in Michigan. But listen to what this amazing woman and her team are doing to teach and train some of the most oppressed people on the planet.
You may know Lori Blaker if you read Crane's 100 Most Influential Women feature. Or you may know her if you attended Walsh College's 2015 Jeffrey Awards for Leadership ceremony. Or if you saw the Enterprising Women of the Year awards announced in Enterprising Women magazine. You may also know Lori Blaker if she changed your life. Her company has offices all around the world, and Lori takes great pride in having those global offices run by the local people, especially women. That may not be a super big deal in France, for example, but in Kabul, Afghanistan, where women have for generations struggled for the most basic human rights, that is a big deal.
Our work to establish our offices in India and more recently in Kabul, Afghanistan. Obviously we're going in, we've got a business reason to be there, but when I look at Afghanistan, for example, we're not going in there to, have thousands of employees and make millions in revenue. This, to me, is more a community service type effort, a humanitarian effort where we've taken a look at the plight of women in that market. I've worked with a lot of Afghanistan women, both here in the United States and around the world, and the conditions and the issues that they face every single day made it, for me, a more personal mission and going in to see what could I do to help support these women as they're coming out of 30 years of war, and they're still in a state of war, even today. It just breaks your heart sometimes when you're talking to them. They say, Lori, we had to close the office last week for 3 days because there were suicide bombings on the next block. These women had, before the U.S. came in, they had no rights. In Kabul, the office there, I'm so proud of the fact that that office is managed completely by women. Managing the business, they're managing the day-to-day operations, they're managing the finances, they're doing business development. And for these women to be able to have that opportunity just to even learn is key. And the first time I'd actually gone over there and worked with the team that we'd hired, obviously all females, and I spent a week on the ground with them every single day. And when I got ready to leave, it was sad, but it was sweet. They all came in, all the girls came in, and even the men that work with us as well. And the girls actually broke down and started sobbing. And they said, please, we don't want you to leave. We've learned so much from you this week. And that's an example of one private citizen. And if I can do that, I'm just one person with my company. Imagine if groups of people would all, think the same or think similar. Think of what we could accomplish around the world.
For fighting against oppression and giving women in Kabul and around the globe a brighter future, we honor Lori Blaker today with a 2017 Community Excellence Award.
Last year, I introduced the first ever Community Excellence Awards, a program created to honor some of the citizens who make our community the amazing place it is. And Lori is one of those people who I know, as a friend, hates this public recognition, but quietly serves humanity while representing our community. So this year, I could think of no better recipient for the individual Community Excellence Award than our very own Lori Blaker. Congratulations, Lori. Now, our final Community Excellence Award is given to a group. And the unique thing about this year's award and winner is that some of you in this audience may actually be on this team. or you may know someone who is. You've probably seen them in their signature blue Hope shirts on the Paint Creek or Clinton River Trail. And talk about making a global impact. Let me introduce you to Bill Clark, a Rochester Hills resident and leader of the Hope Water Project.
This year we're going to run the Detroit Marathon. We're going to try to get 1,000 Kensington runners to raise $1 million for clean water in Africa.
Hope Water Project started 4 years ago, and we asked that question, will people run a marathon and raise money for clean water in Africa? The first year, we actually were having an impact. We raised $300,000, and that was putting wells in, and that was having a big impact in Africa. So we partnered with the Pocot Outreach Ministries, and we went to their headquarters in Kapingaria, which is the nearest city to the Pocot. And they pulled out this big blue binder that had page after page of these applications of different communities asking for a well. They take the application process very serious because they're going to invest an average of $24,000 in a well for this community. How far they had to walk, how many people were actually in their community, what type of diseases they had in their community, what percentage of the people in that community had that disease. So there's a lot of criteria that actually goes into the process of how they select where the next well goes. Once they pick a community, the next step is to determine the exact drilling location. So we drove into an isolated area where eventually we went over this ridge, and once we went over the ridge, we saw a small crowd gathering around a well that wasn't quite assembled. As the team was assembling the well, it seemed like the crowd started gathering, the crowd became larger, and so they got to the point where they can finally start pumping and clean water would start flowing.
Folks, this group is personal and passionate to me. And you may have seen in the pictures that my brother Chris, my sister Andrea, and I ran with Hope last year. As some of you know, that my sister and her husband adopted a baby girl from Ethiopia 4 years ago. My beautiful niece Shiloh was left on a doorstep in a village like the ones in the video, with no clean water or appropriate medical supplies. You see, somebody somewhere made a selfless choice that set in motion the actions that would save her life, and my perfect and brilliant African niece is a part of our family and a testament to that today. People doing something selfless for others, often those they will never meet. That is what it's all about as Americans and as humanitarians. Our community is thankful that people like you, Bill, and the hundreds that train in our community make that selfless choice every day. So please join me in congratulating the Hope Water team and Bill Clark from Kensington Church on receiving the Community Excellence Award this evening. Congratulations, Bill. Ladies and gentlemen, I hope that you are proud of your community tonight, and I hope that you learned something you didn't know coming into the auditorium. Right now, the feelings around government and elected officials are toxic, aren't they? Our nation is divided in so many ways, and it's seeping into nearly every part of American life. And that is exactly why I'm so proud of our community and our residents. We are doubling down on that community spirit that has separated our city in so many ways for so many years. It's a friendly wave in traffic. It's holding a door at the restaurant, picking up the tab for the person behind you in the drive-thru. It's a smile. It's good morning. It's hi, how are you? It's a passionate belief that we can be better working together for something bigger than ourselves. I love this city. And I love the people that live here and the businesses that operate here. And I wanted to use this speech, as I do every year, to highlight in a fun and entertaining way our almost unbelievable success as a city. We are leading Michigan in environmental responsibility, in infrastructure investment, and in community safety. And in many cases, it would be enough to sit back, relax, and probably most of you wouldn't complain. But this year, I wanted you to know just how hard your Rochester Hills team members are working, that their impact is turning heads across the state and making waves across the globe. I truly believe that you are living in the best city in Michigan, and the numbers across the board back that bold statement up. Rochester Hills is truly on a roll. We are a very blessed community, and I feel very blessed to be your mayor. Friends, I am proud to lead the most motivated and innovative team of municipal employees anywhere in Michigan. I'm proud of our outstanding accomplishments in 2016, and guess what? I'm even more excited about our global impact moving forward. Ladies and gentlemen, the state of our city is incredibly strong. In fact, I believe it's the best in Michigan and one of the top 10 in America. Thank you all for the role you play in helping make Rochester Hills a community of impact. And thank you for making Rochester Hills the undisputed, preeminent place to live, to work, and to raise your family. May God bless you, may God bless our country, and may God continue to bless the city of Rochester Hills. Thank you, and good night!
So keep dancing. Everybody say. Break it down. Got this feeling in my body. Can't stop the feeling. Got this feeling in my body. Can't stop the feeling.